Since the time modern offices came into existence, workers have planned their actions by watching the clock. But now the tables have turned. The clock is watching them. How, you might be wondering? Because of a shift in the workplace models. You see, the Wuhan virus pandemic altered almost every aspect of our lives. Majority of offices moved online. Employees started working from the comfort of their homes and build in their hours remotely. But the big bosses were not exactly convinced about their employees' productivity. Absenteeism during daily meetings and employees going absent without leave did not help the cause either. The distrust only mounted, and employers turned to drastic measures in some cases. They started tracking, recording, ranking their staffers. A Canadian woman named Carly Bessie was fired from her job last year. She worked remotely as an accountant in British Columbia. Bessie claimed that she was fired from her job without cause. And infuriated, confused, she sought compensation from the company. But instead of receiving her unpaid wages and the severance pay, Bessie was ordered by a civil tribunal to pay her former employer around $2,500, around $2,500. Now, why exactly am I telling you this? Because the employee was accused of time theft. What is that all about? According to her company, she misrepresented her working hours. She had logged more than 50 hours that were not spent on work-related tasks. At least they did not appear to be. And who decided that? A controversial tracking software. The company had installed a software called Time Camp on Bessie's work laptop. Why did that happen? Because the files assigned to her were over budget and behind schedule. So what did this software do exactly? Let me explain it to you. It tracked how long a document was open for, how the employee used the document, and logged the time as work. The company eventually found that there were irregularities between her timesheets and the software usage logs as well that Bessie had forged. That Bessie had forged her working hours, it was claimed, as she used the laptop for other uses. But my question is, why this scrutiny? Why put an employee under the microscope like this? Isn't this a violation of privacy? When the employees are in office, are they tracked for every single coffee or smoke break? Does anyone count the number of times they visit the washroom? Is their screen time recorded? Well, I hope not. Then why this intense monitoring for remote work? Are you not supposed to trust your employees? The spying softwares can track a worker's online activity. They can oversee the screen time and the document logs. But just how accurate are they? Can they track solving math problems on paper, reading printouts, or just thinking about how to go about doing a task? Will mentoring your team members or offering them moral support leave any digital impression? And what about if you genuinely forget to turn on the tracker? It's like these softwares have no space for human errors. But such micromanagement has unfortunately become the norm. Time trackers, productivity scores, idle buttons are prevalent, and there is no snooze button. In fact, reports say 8 of the 10 largest private US employers use some form of tracking for their individual workers. They are constantly accumulating records, and pauses can lead to penalties, turning lost pay to lost jobs. Second-by-second measurements become notorious at Amazon among thousands of other firms, and they spread to white-collar jobs as well. Architects, academic administrators, doctors, lawyers, all seem to have fallen prey to electronic surveillance. A tracker is breathing down their necks all day long. and they have described this spying as demoralizing, humiliating, and toxic. However, the most urgent complaint is in the working world is the new clocks are simply inept. I already told you they cannot track offline activities accurately, but above that, they undermine the work itself, it seems. Some tasks are plainly hard to quantify. What does the software know about your strengths and weaknesses? How can it possibly understand the effort and research some assignments can end up taking? You cannot expect much from them, but you can have certain expectations from your boss. Why are they fine with it? How can they reduce your labor to digital quantifiers? Of course, at the end of the day, your productivity counts, but do you not deserve some brownie points for your efforts? Doesn't seem to be. Reports say over 1,000 companies laid off over 154 workers in 2022, and the trend is continuing in 2023. More than 1,600 tech employees are being laid off per day on an average. And the sacking episodes have only gained momentum amid global economic meltdown and the recession fears. The distrust between the employers and the employees is on a rise. Big bosses find software more reliable than their workers, it seems, and many have seen the impact on their paychecks, and the situation is only worsening. More and more companies are relying on these softwares. WION now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.